Welcome everyone and thank you for joining us for this webinar on Universal Analytics to Google Analytics 4, all you need to know. I am Hardial, Assistant Manager in Digital Marketing team here at Grazitti. With me is Karishma, who is also Assistant Manager in our team. Glad to have you with us today, Karishma.
Hello Hardial, thanks for having me and thank you for joining. We hope that we will be able to answer your questions about Google Analytics 4.
I hope so too, Karishma. Before we begin, here's a brief introduction to Grazitti. We are a global digital service provider and Google International Growth Partner. Our digital marketing team enables businesses to track online customer behavior and analyze insights into using platforms such as Google Analytics 4. We bring valuable expertise with accurate and complete data capturing, consistent and timely data readiness, as well as authoritative and reliable data.
And now, let's take a look at what we will be learning in this webinar today. We will cover a quick overview of evolution of data privacy before diving into its implications for advertisers as well as Google's response. Then, we are going to learn how Google Analytics 4 came into existence and its evolution. We will also learn how Google Analytics 4 differs from Universal Analytics and what you should do to ensure seamless migration to Google Analytics 4.
Okay, so here's a quick introduction. We all know that Google will sunset its standard analytics management tool, Universal Analytics, in 2023. It will be replaced by modern analytic powerhouse Google Analytics 4, which has been available for half a year. In fact, business should migrate to GA4 as soon as possible.
Absolutely, Hardial. Google has stopped updating Universal Analytics. Now is the time to get up to speed.
Karishma, our customers have been wondering what's new about GA4 and whether or not it's beneficial. So, what are the factors that can help you assess if GA4 brings value?
Hardial, Google Analytics 4 is becoming increasingly power-centric. This is putting privacy into its forefront for every aspect of digital marketing.
Right. But tell me, Karishma, what led to this change?
Well, this evolution has three dimensions to it. The first is the changing customer mindset. People are now more conscious of how advertisers are using their data to target them with ads. Second dimension, the changing regulatory point of view. The new laws are coming into force. For instance, residents of state of California in the United States are now protected by CCPA, which gives them more control over the personal data.
I see. And what are tech companies doing to build privacy-first approach and comply with the new laws?
Well, this is where the third dimension comes in. To be able to support the new regulations, tech giants such as Google and Apple are changing the way they address user privacy. For instance, Google has announced that they will be blocking third-party cookies on Chrome. They will be phasing out mobile identifiers, while Apple has already done so.
That said, Karishma, do you think this will impact advertising revenue?
It will. In fact, it will result in huge revenue loss for publishers. With the launch of app tracking transparency by Apple, Facebook has lost $10 billion. Research shown that 85% of the top 1,000 publisher sites use third-party cookies for identifying website visitors as well as audience targeting.
That's right. I would like you to throw some light on how it will impact advertising strategies.
Yes, of course, Hardial. First of all, targeting is going to get very difficult. Secondly, challenges with measurement and attribution will arise. This is because of absence of third-party cookies, which play a vital role in identifying user journey across platforms.
I agree, Grishma. This will also make it difficult to track reach and frequency and detect fraudulent online behavior.
That's right. Now let's talk about Google's initiative to combat these challenges, starting with Privacy Sandbox, which gives companies and developers the tools to build digital businesses and protect online privacy. With the consent mode, Google ensures that the visitor's consent mode state is preserved across the pages they visit.
In addition to this, measurement protocol enables developers to measure how users interact with their business from almost any environment. With enhanced conversion tracking, you can improve the accuracy of your conversion measurement and unlock powerful bidding.
Now let's move forward, Hardial. There has been lots of discussions about how Google Analytics 4 has evolved over the years.
You are right, Krishma. It all began with acquisition of Urchin by Google in 2005, which later became Google Analytics. When Urchin retired in 2009, Classic Analytics or GA1 took over. Following 3 years of app expansion, Google paved the way for Universal Analytics or GA2.
Absolutely, Hardial. We also witnessed the release of Global Site Tag in 2017. But Google did not stop there. In 2020, they brought the analytics industry a game changer, that is Google Analytics 4. A modern, privacy-centric analytics tool. It gives businesses critical insights into user online behavior.
Do you want to take our audience through the features that Google Analytics 4 come with, Krishma?
Gladly, Hardial. Google Analytics 4 features can be divided into 3 key themes. First is the focus on privacy and future readiness. With Google Analytics 4, Google has consolidated data collection from the web and apps into a single property.
Right. You can anonymize IP addresses and control data retention limits. With these features now being default in nature, GA4 has Google Signals. When a user logs into Chrome on desktop or Android and enables ad personalization permissions, Google can use their data. Depending on regional regulation, you can decide whether Google data signal should be collected, giving you more control over the data you are making available to Google.
Adding to what you said, Hardial, the free version enables you to retain data from 2 to 14 months. If a customer asks what data you collect about them, or if you have to delete their data, you have admin APIs to manage the data you are collecting.
Second, we have the machine learning capabilities of Google Analytics 4. The platform fixes data gaps in the user journey. It uses machine learning where people don't give consent for cookies. The platform gives you predictive metrics such as probability of user churning or converting in the next 7 days.
Besides to this, out-of-the-box insights are generated when you log in into Google Console. The metrics enables you to predict your audiences, which can be activated on Google platforms that you are using. Google Analytics 4 resolves cross-device user journey. The data sampling limit has increased significantly. The platform maps user journey and uses out-of-the-box data attribution to understand the contribution of different channels.
Absolutely, Krishma, you have covered a very crucial point there. I would now like to talk about cross-platform user tracking. How often is it that you watch something on YouTube, Google it on your smartphone, and then put it in your shopping cart on your PC the next day? This happens through Google Signals and is known as cross-device tracking. It is at the heart of GA4. The platform connects data based on user ID, Google Signals, and client ID.
That's right, Hardial. I would like to touch upon the work we did for one of our customers. The customer is in sports marketing industry who wanted to track clicks on their travel rewards page and analyze the results inside Google Analytics 4. We were able to increase their engagement by 71%, new users by 4%, and social media users by 35%.
That's great, Krishma. Would you like to tell our listeners what you did to achieve such fabulous results?
Absolutely, Hardial. The customer wanted to see how many times the different cities were clicked on the travel rewards page. We created data layers in order to capture each interaction, such as city visits, experiences, partners, and hotels. The customer was unable to identify users they clicked on, cities, hotels, partners, and experiences. We helped them to create tags and triggers in Google Tag Manager for different events in order to identify the user clicks. The data captured through Google Tag Manager was then analyzed in Google Analytics 4 and integrated with Google Data Studio to create customized report for statistical analysis.
That must have been super interesting, Karishma.
Yes, indeed it was.
So tell me, Krishma, with respect to functionalities, what is the difference between Google Analytics 4 and Universal Analytics?
Hardial, while Universal Analytics is based on sessions and page views, the measurement model of Google Analytics 4 is based on events and parameters. Let's say we are tracking the page views such as event in Google Analytics 4. The data will have additional values attached to it, such as page title and user location. At the first glance, Google Analytics 4 reporting may look intimidating to you since multiple reports and metrics you are familiar will not be present.
You will get to see different set of reports in your GA4 view. This is because many reports are generated only when you start tracking events. GA4 provides full cross-device and cross-platform reporting, which is limited in Universal Analytics.
That's rather insightful, Hardial. Google Analytics 4 properties also have enhanced measurement feature built in, which enables automatic tracking for certain types of events without additional coding and tagging. That is not possible in Universal Analytics, which offers limited automation.
I would also like to add that total users have become active users in GA4, while page views have been changed to views. We no longer have unique page views. Additionally, session start is being used for sessions. GA4 also doesn't support goals. You will need to set up conversions. While duplicate events are counted, bounce rate has been replaced with engagement rate.
That's a lots of changes, don't you think, Hardial? So what should a marketer do?
I would say that don't stop using Universal Analytics. That said, you will need to start implementing GA4 by setting up dual tagging on your website. Since the data models of UA and GA4 are different, you won't be able to migrate data. Therefore, you will need to start building historical data. Last but not the least, train internal teams to utilize Google Analytics 4 fully.
You got it, Hardial. Now let's take a look at how setting up Google Analytics 4 account is different from Universal Analytics. For this, you'll need to configure Google Analytics 4 property.
That's right, Krishma. If you have an app and website, set up a data stream from all touch points into a single property. Activating Google Signals will give you a better view of customer journeys across touch points. Integrate signals with an advertising platform. Implement the custom events that you had set up in Universal Analytics in GA4. You can set up them in the console.
Don't forget to set up right conversions in Google Analytics 4. Start using them for creating audiences and activating them for different Google Analytics 4 platforms.
And if you are in e-commerce, make sure that you migrate all e-commerce measurements that you currently have in Universal Analytics. Once the whole setup is done, create users and give them access to account or property level. If you are planning to use a paid version of Google Analytics 4, create sub-properties.
Here's an example of what we did for our customer. Their objective was to set up Google Analytics 4 for their Salesforce community, capture user ID and track user interactions on websites such as quick link and navigation links.
So how did you enable the customer to set up GA4, Karishma?
Well, Hardial, we did following activities. We provided data layer and captured user activities. We tracked quick links, style links and navigation links. We created different Google Tag Manager tags, triggers, and variables to capture this data. We created custom reporting and fetched data from Google Analytics.
That's wonderful, Krishma. I'm sure our customer was able to analyze data in Google Analytics 4 and did their Data Studio dashboard for each event that occurred. Google Analytics 4 is indeed a wonderful tool that enables you to perform an in-depth analysis of your website.
That's spot on, Hardial. And that brings us to conclusion of this webinar.
We hope that by now you will have gained a stronger insights into how Google Analytics 4 prepares you for a privacy and customer-centric future. If you need assistance in getting started with Google Analytics 4 for your business, please feel to reach out us at www.grazitti.com. You can also write to us at info@grazitti.com and we will take it from there. And Krishma, thank you again for joining in today.
Thanks for having me, Hardial.
Thank you so much for tuning in today, and please let us know your thoughts and questions via comment or email. For now, this is Hardial along with Krishma signing off. Until next time, goodbye.